Hi everyone, Kate from Crocoblock is here and welcome to this new video. Today I'd like to shed some light on the new plugin that has been created specifically for those of you who enjoy using Gutenberg Editor in your projects, JetFormBuilder for Gutenberg. So let's imagine you want to create a custom form, add reCAPTCHA verification to it, integrate it with MailChimp, GetResponse, or ActiveCampaign, and finally store it somewhere in your dashboard and insert it whenever you want and to any page you like on the website. Unfortunately, as of now, Gutenberg Editor won't give you such an opportunity, but JetFormBuilder for Gutenberg will surely be a great solution in this case. So guys, before we hop into the dashboard, please make sure that you've subscribed to our channel and hit the bell to receive notifications about the new interesting tutorials. Shall we get started? So guys, today I will show you how to create a form and insert it into the page built with Gutenberg Editor. The first thing we need to do is install and activate the JetFormBuilder plugin. The procedure is completely the same as the installation of any plugin downloaded from WordPress.org. Just as usual, go to Plugins, Add New, click on Upload Plugin, choose it from your local storage, and click Install Now. Don't forget to activate it as well, okay? So, as you can see, right here in the dashboard, we have a new JetForm section. All the forms that we will create using this plugin will be stored right here. As you can see, the page is empty as of now, but we will surely change this situation in a few minutes. So, once I click on Add New, we get to see the page that looks like a usual Gutenberg post or page editing window, right? So here we can enter the title of the form. Let's make it Contact Us. Right here we have a hidden field with the post ID and the Submit button field as well. So we can move those fields around just by clicking on these little arrows over here or by dragging and dropping them into the right position. So, if we want to add a new field, we can simply click on this little plus icon and start typing the name of the field block. And if we don't really know the field that we'd like to put first and what kind of fields are available for us in general, we can simply click on the Browse All button to see all the blocks available. And we can do the same thing by clicking on this plus icon right here at the top of the page. Or, for those of you who really like to save time on the clicks, you can simply type in / and start typing the block name. So, for example, text field and click enter. Okay, so since I'm creating a contact form, let's make this first field the field for the name of the user. Let's fill out the general section with the field label and field name. I'm not going to enter the description because I want to use the placeholders for all of the fields in my form. And the default values is not needed in this case as well, but please be advised that you can use a preset info from the post types available in your dashboard. So, for example, if you would have created a form that had to be filled out by the logged-in users of your website, you could use the user post type as a source, then get user ID from current user and user field first name. So this way, the name would have already been preset. Okay. So in the field settings, we can specify the field type, and in this case, it will be text, but we also have option as email, URL, phone number, and password. And I'm not going to use the input mask right here, but also please keep in mind that you have such an opportunity. And I guess I'll use it a bit later when creating a field for the phone number, just to give a user a little hint about what info he should type in this particular field. So, Advanced section. Here I'll set a placeholder first, so let's make it enter your name. We don't actually need to add previous page button option now, but just in case if you toggle this option on, you'll have an opportunity to add the corresponding button after this field. So you actually should use it with the form break field or functionalities that work the same way. And field visibility. I'll leave it just like that, available to all, but you surely can adjust it for the logged in users only or for not logged in users. Okay, and right here you can add a CSS class name for the field as well. Good, so let me add another text field for the email of the user. So again, we need to go through the settings over here, so let's enter the label email, field name email to, no description, no default value. In the field settings, I'm choosing the type email, and in the advanced settings, I'll put enter your email in the placeholder field. So what's next? Let's add another text field for the phone number. We can actually duplicate this one and change all the values. So here the label will be phone number, the name, let's make it short, phone, field type, telephone, enable the input mask and leave the mask type default. Now in the mask field, you can simply copy the text from the example because the number 9 stands for the numeric symbols, which works perfectly fine for us. Let's make it always visible and choose the placeholder for it. Good. Advanced settings are completely the same, so I'm not going to change anything here for this field. Okay, now let's add a radio field to the form, just to give a user an opportunity to choose the type of his request, question, suggestion, or something else. So, here in the radio field, we have 5 options to pull the info from: manual input, posts, terms, meta field, and generate dynamically. So basically, you can pull the info from some meta fields of the post type or term dynamically, which is really nice. But in my case, I'll go for the manual input. So here we have an option to manage items, click on add new option, and fill out the label, value fields, as well as calculate if needed. Calculate is actually a really good option to use in case you provide some services, for example, and you want the form to count their total price automatically. So here's the place where you can enter those individual prices. And as you already understood, you can add as many options as you need one by one. Okay, let's fill out the general settings of the block. So, field label, type of request. Field name can be the same, but with the underscore. No description, no default value, and advanced settings will stay the same. Okay, good. So now I'd like to add another field for the message itself, and I'll use the text area field for that. It's pretty simple and it does what needs to be done. So field label, message, field name, the same, no description, no default value. Let's set the minimum length to 8 symbols and maximum to, I don't know, let's make it 400. And in the placeholder, let's add enter your message. Okay, so we're almost done with building the form. We have name, email, radio, text area, and let's add the last field to give a user an opportunity to add an image to the form. So I'll use media field for that. Let's do the same thing and specify the label and name of the field. Now in the field settings, we can select what users are allowed to upload files to your website. All registered users, the ones who have access to upload files, or the ones who have access to edit posts. So I'll stick with the first option. Now, if we toggle Insert Attachment option on, we'll get to choose the way we want the attached file to be stored. As an attachment ID, URL, or array with ID and URL. Here I'll go for the second option, and you'll understand why in a few minutes. Okay, right here, we can set the allowed number of files a single user can upload, the file's maximum size, and actually by default, users can upload files that are less than 40 megabytes. And here, we can choose the types of the files. If you want to select multiple files, just hold down the Ctrl key for Windows or Command key for Mac and select those types. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you don't choose anything right here, all types of the files listed in this section will be allowed, so it's better to make sure you select only those file types that you want to see in your media library. Great, so the form is almost ready, and right now I'd like to show you one little trick. What is great about Gutenberg is that the form field blocks can be arranged just the way you need. So, for example, you can add a 3-column block and place other field blocks inside just the way you like. This one goes here and the last one goes here. I'll not use this design, but guys, just so you know, you have an opportunity like that. Okay, so since we already set up the individual settings for each field, now we need to adjust the settings of the form itself. We can do it right here in the JetForm tab. So here we have some status and visibility info, and in the form settings section, we can choose the field's layout, which stands for the position of the label of the field. So basically, if we choose column, the label will be placed above the field. And if we choose the row option, it will be placed in the same row with the field. Right here, we can set the required mark symbol. And over here, we can choose the form submit type, either page reload or Ajax. Okay, the next section goes for the CAPTCHA settings. And if you want to add the CAPTCHA to your form, simply enable this option and enter the site and secret keys. And guys, if you don't know how to get those, simply go to google.com/reCAPTCHA, click on Admin Console, and register your site. So enter the label you like, choose the reCAPTCHA type, add the domain, tick the box below to accept the reCAPTCHA terms of service, and click Submit. And there you go. Here are your keys that you can copy and paste into the form settings. Good. So, another handy section we have here is the Post Submit actions. Here's the list of actions that are performed after the form submission. So, for example, you can send an email or create a new post on the website, or register users, and so on. I'll share the link to a detailed tutorial about post-submit actions in the description below, so feel free to check it out, okay? And right now, let's add the send email action. I'll set it up as notification for the site admin. So, mail to, I'll choose admin email. Reply to, we can leave it unselected. So the subject, let's make it new request on the website. From name, Rocket Studio. From email address, we can leave it empty or make it show the email of the user who submitted the form just by entering the corresponding field value. And right here, we have a little hint. All the form fields that we've created are shown here, so we can simply copy email and paste it into this row. Okay, and the content section. Here, as you can see, we can add the message that we want to be sent. And I'll make it, Hi Admin. there is a new request on your website. Then I'll add some data from the submitted form. So for example, let's make it request details, post ID, name, contact number. So we can give a call to our user, type of the request, and the message itself. Also guys, we can style it a little bit with the help of simple HTML tags. So for example, we can make this text bold. Also, let's customize the font size. Let's make it 13 pixels and let's change the color as well. Okay, so color. Good. And now we can apply it to other rows too. And also we can add the image link and closure of the email. Great! And right now, let's click Update. Here we have the preset settings. This option is actually very useful, especially if you want to allow users to submit and edit posts on the front end. So right here, you have an opportunity to choose the source of the info you would like to be preset. Simply pick the post type you need, choose where to get the post ID from, and fill out the fields with corresponding data from the post. And right here, we have the general messages settings. This last option allows you to customize the messages that the user will see in different situations. You can type in any notification message that suits your website, just please make sure that it's clear for the user. Okay guys, so right now let's update the form and insert it right into the page we like. Let's go to Pages. As you can see, I have a simple single-page website and I'll add this form right to the bottom of the home page. So let's scroll way down. Here I have a 2-column block and I want to add my form right here. So I'll click on this plus icon and type in form. There we go. You see all Crocoblock blocks are colorful, so you won't mix them up with other blocks. Let's click on it once. There we go. And on the right side, we'll see the block settings. First, we can choose what form we want to display. Remember guys that you can create multiple forms and store them in the JetForm section in the dashboard. So let's select Contact Us. Here, one more time, we can choose the fields layout if we haven't done so yet when creating the form. Remember that it stands for the position of the field label. Here, we can specify the required mark symbol and choose the submit type, page reload or Ajax if we didn't do it previously. Also guys, please keep in mind that you can actually leave these fields empty by default in the Form Builder page where we create and construct the form itself, and specify them right here on the page where we add the form block. But if you already added this info in the Form Builder when creating the form, then those settings will override these ones. So let's say in the Form Builder you've chosen submit type Ajax, and here in the form settings you decided to change it to page reload. So eventually the form will be submitted by Ajax, not page reload. I hope I made it clear. And guys, in the advanced settings, you can add the CSS class if needed. So right now, let's update the page and go to the front end to check out our newly created form, submit it, and see what's gonna happen after that. Okay, so let's scroll way down to the bottom of the page and enter the name, email, phone number, choose the type of request and enter the message. Pick the image and click Submit. Good. So the form has been successfully submitted, and right now let's check out our inbox. There we go. So here's the notification message that has been sent right after I clicked on the Submit button. Now, let me show you one more thing. Let's go back to the dashboard and install Crocoblock JetStyleManager plugin to see how it works in conjunction with JetFormBuilder. Let's go to Plugins, click on Add New, Upload Plugin, locate the archive and click Install Now. Activate the plugin. Right now, let's go back to the JetForm section and open our Contact Us form one more time. Good. So let's pick any block you like and click on this little brush button. So guys, JetStyleManager will help you to make your form even more eye-catching. Here, you can adjust the text input, set the text size, change the line height and letter spacing, pick the font and weight, add transform, style and decoration if needed, change the border type and set its color too, select the most suitable text and background colors. And keep in mind that these style settings can be applied to content, label, required mark, and description too. And of course, depending on the block type, some styling options can be added to the list. So, for example, if I click on Radio Block, I'll get to style the items first, adjust their position, alignment, space between, and horizontal offset. And also, I'll have an opportunity to change the typography, text and background colors, and decide whether to disable or enable radio and set its size too. Of course, if we scroll down, we'll get to choose the radio color when normal and when checked. Adjust the content, label, required mark, and description. So as you can see guys, we took care even of such little things that will help you to create even more complex and unique websites. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was useful and informative for you and your projects. Also, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask them right in the comments below this video or contact our support team so they could assist you. Share your wonderful ideas with us on our GitHub page and join our friendly Facebook community. Cheers, guys!